All right, so we have Jax here, and this is his week 1 recap. Right now I'm starting off trying to do a little toy play. Jax knows why he's down there. He knows that when he's down here, he trains and he eats some good food. So right now he's not super into this toy, but I'm gonna give it a few minutes, yeah, and see if he'll engage at all with the toy before we get going. Good boy. We try really hard to break up the training exercises with play. It's important to give the puppies a little break from that mental stimulating training. Good boy. What is this? Right now the toy that I'm trying to get him to play with is a flirt pole. The flirt pole is super nice because my hands are very disengaged. So if we have a puppy who's a little bit more mouthy, where they tend to try to potentially chew on your hands versus the toy, the flirt pole is very nice in the fact that my hands are not engaged at all. My hands are up here, he is down there with the toy hopefully, and you're just not about it. That's okay, we're gonna learn. All right, so the first thing that we teach our puppies this week is our reward marker. The reward marker that I'm using for him right now is going to be the clicker. So a reward marker is what we're going to use to capture the moment our puppies offer us the behavior we ask for. Good boy. The first thing I need to do with that is teach him what that clicker means. So we have to do what's called charging our clicker. Good boy. So when I do that, I'm simply going to click and then hand him a piece of food. Good job. Week 1, I'm going to charge this clicker a few times because at the beginning of the week, he really didn't know what that click meant. Good. So as the weeks go by, we aren't going to have to charge the clicker as many times. Good boy. And when we're charging our clicker, we're not necessarily capturing any behaviors in that moment. But important not to capture any negative behaviors. So right now he is being a very good boy, offering a nice sit. But let's say if he were jumping or like jumping on me or barking, I'm not going to click during those moments. Okay. But right now he's being a very good boy. The next thing we could charge and introduce is our release word. Okay. For that, I don't have to use my clicker. I'm going to show Jax that I have a piece of food. Okay. And then toss that food off to the side as I'm saying my word. For Jax, we're using the word okay. If you don't like that word, when he gets home, feel free to change it. But whatever word you pick, stay consistent with it. Good boy. The next thing I want to do is have him learn how to follow a food lure. Good boy. So when working on food lures, I'm going to have the food in a flat palm, and then I want to cover that food with my thumb. This way I can turn my hand whichever way, and I won't drop it until I move my thumb. So once I have the food ready, I'm going to show Jax, get him attached, and then start moving. And now he is connected to my hand the entire time. He's licking at it, chewing a little, but mostly licking. Jax! Super important that the puppy is attached completely before we move that hand. Otherwise, we might lose him. Good boy. Jax! So we're going to practice following that food lure on its own, but then we're also going to pair it with his name. Also important, practice with both hands. Good. This way our puppies are used to following direction from either side. Good boy, buddy. All right, now would typically be the time that we take a break and try to play with our toy a little. So I'm going to get it out, see if he has any interest. Good boy, what do you think? Good boy. Get it. If he's not super interested in the toy, I might take my treat pouch off and then give him some snuggles. Right. And the reason I'm taking my treat pouch off is because if I were to get on his level right now with my treat pouch on, he would only want to get in that treat pouch. Right? He would be all about the treats versus me. So right now my goal is just some cuddling, right? Some cuddling. That's a good boy. Yeah. Okay, are you ready? Yeah. All right, so after that short intermission, we'll get back into training. The next thing that we'll work on is called a hand target. So this is a behavior that I really like to use, especially if I'm out in public, to get my dog to focus back on me. I'm going to show Jax that I have a piece of food. Again, once he's attached. The difference between the food lure and the target is I'm going to take my hand away. Touch. Good. So once he's attached, he knows the food's there. I want to move my hand away with the goal that he's going to follow. Touch. Good. And as soon as I feel that nose, that's the moment I'm clicking. And then I'm going to release the food that's in my hand to him. Touch. And same thing as that food lure, I want to make sure I'm practicing with both hands. Sometimes I see that if you only practice with mainly your dominant hand, next time you try to offer with your non-dominant hand, the dogs won't offer the hand target because we've never practiced it that way. Oh boy. Okay. Going back to the purpose of the hand target. So again, when you're out in public, let's say he's getting really excited about the cute dog down the road or the children over here, I might ask him for a few hand targets to get his focus back on me. Another way I would use this is, let's say we're going to the park for a walk. As soon as we're out of the car, get a few hand targets to get his focus on me, to know that, okay, we're here to train a little. I need your attention on me. So the hand target is a really great focus behavior. You're being a good boy. Okay. The next thing we'll work on is going to be our sits. So Jax is just auto offering that today. So I might use a lot of my release cookies to get him out of this position. Okay. Jax, sit. Good boy. So just now, I was waiting for his paws, the front paws to be on the ground. He was very jumpy with those front paws. So while I clicked when the paws were down, I didn't give him the food right away because the paw immediately went back up. So I did wait him out again for those paws to go back down before I gave him the food. I don't have to click again when that happens, but while he's learning, we're just going to troubleshoot that behavior. Sit. I know you're excited. Good. The other thing I could do is kind of what I just did, not be as attached with the food. I'm still doing that hand signal to encourage him to get into this position. And he was a little excited, a little wiggly at first, but then he did get himself in position, and I then captured the moment that he was in that sit. Oh boy. Sit. Good. So again, we're just going to work through those paws, make sure he learns that he does not get food until all paws are on the ground. Very good boy. So I might feed him again for that duration. Doesn't help that I dropped the food. I know, you're so excited. Sit. Lead out those paws. Good boy. Another piece for duration. And then I'll release him. Maybe. Okay. Good boy. One more time. Sit. Good boy. Yeah. That's a real good boy. All right. The next behavior that I want to work on is going to be our mat. So our mat for this week, we are teaching step 1. Step 1 is really the goal of him building his desire to run into this mat and stay on this mat. So step 1, I'm going to put the mat down, encourage him to come over. As soon as he's 4 paws on, that's what I'm going to click. I'm going to come in with what's called follow-up cookies. So I don't have to click my follow-up cookies. I'm going to come in with another piece, maybe another piece, And then the final piece will be to release him. And then I'm gonna pick up my mat and move it to a new spot. Go to your mat. Good boy. So Cookie gets placed right onto the mat itself. Good job, bud. He is so wiggly on this mat. Okay. Good. So purpose of the mat, it is a stationary behavior. I will use this a lot when I'm cooking in the kitchen, when I'm unloading the dishes. I might have my dog stationed on the mat so that they're not trying to help me with those things. Go to your mat. Good. I did try to wait him out just there to see if he'd offer me a sit, which he did, because I want to avoid this wiggle all over behavior. Good boy. So he's not going to get his follow-up cookies until he's at least back in the sit position. And ideally sitting on the mat. Okay, good boy. Another great place to use this is when you're having company over. I might cue my dog over to their mat. They station on the mat until the company comes in, they get settled, and then my dog is released. Also, if you ever have goals of taking him out in public, so taking him to a coffee shop, a restaurant, this is a really good tool to have for public spaces. Go to your mat. Good boy. Much faster to offer that sit. Still pretty wiggly. Good job. Right here. Very good boy. He's almost throwing himself in a down every time we put that food down, which is the reason why we feed the food onto the mat. Because this motion is what gets them into that position. Good job, buddy. Okay. Right here. You missed it. Okay, you're still missing it. All right, the next thing I want to do is get him dressed in his harness. He's a good boy. Yeah. So for that, I'm going to pick Jax up, and then it's a step-in harness. So I'm going to slide his legs into those holes. Good boy. And then it's also a Velcro harness. So as soon as I have that Velcroed on, I'm going to set him down. And then I just want to see that he gets some movement. Okay. Jax. Good. So I might play the flying cookie game. Okay. Jax. Good. So flying cookie game, I'm going to toss food in one direction. As soon as he's done eating, I want to call his name. And as soon as he turns towards me, that's what I'm clicking and feeding. Okay. Jax. Good boy. All right, one more. Okay. Oh, it didn't go far. Jax. Good boy, buddy. All right. And then getting our harness off. That's a good man. I'm going to lift him up. I have food ready. Unclasp the harness. And then set him down so that he could eat those snacks and step out of the harness. You're missing cookies, buddy. What this? Ready? Okay. Hi, good man. All right, the final thing that we're going to work on today is going to be our handling aspect. So with handling, very important for his future. So when he goes to the vet, when he goes to the groomer, wild. Yes. So as a puppy, they typically go to the vet every 3 to 4 weeks until they're fully vaccinated, which is around 16 to 18 weeks. Yes. Good boy. And then after that, they go to the vet yearly. Yes. Good job. The groomer for a dog like him, he is going to need frequent grooming. So unless you guys are doing it yourself, he'll be going to the groomer every 6 to 8 weeks. It's still in my hand. Oh my gosh. Yes. Good job. So the first thing I did was some baby restraint. So I'm attaching him to food in my one hand. So food is under the thumb. He is then going to be licking it, sniffing it, but can't quite eat it yet. Yes. Good. The baby restraint was just a gentle hand under his belly. I'm going to start up at the shoulders and glide my way back down to the part that I want to handle. Yes, good boy. Okay. After the gentle restraint under his belly, I lifted his tail. Seems a little weird, but we do have to lift his tail when he comes to the vet to check his temperature. Also, he's a fuzzy boy. We're gonna have to clean him up back there, especially when he goes to the groomer. So he needs to be used to having his tail lifted. I'm also gonna look in his ears. Yes, good boy. And notice how I'm using a yes instead of my clicker. It's just a lot. It's a lot to have the clicker plus the handling plus the feeding. Yes. So I use my verbal marker instead. Now, as soon as I lift the body part, yes, I'm saying yes and then delivering the food. Until I say that verbal reward marker, he's not eating the food yet. The next thing I'm gonna do is look in his mouth. Yes, good boy. With that, it's just a quick like flip of the lip. We're not really doing any deep diving in his mouth just yet. Yes, good boy. Right there. So I just did the same thing on the other side. And then the final thing I want to do, I'm going to be prepared with 4 pieces, is handle his paws. So he's attached up here, gliding down the body. Yes, until I reach that leg. Good boy. Going for a front paw now. Yes. Good job, sir. I'm going to try to use my other hand to do the other side so you guys can see it on camera. Right here. It's in my hand. I know. I have it right here. Yes. Good boy. I still have it. Yes. Good job, sir. Very important that each body part gets its own yes and cookie. I don't want to just rush through the handling because he's an innocent little puppy who will let you. A lot of the times with these little puppies, just kind of push through because they are so pliable. So we just do it to get it done with. But very, very important to make it as positive as possible by breaking it down into these little steps. Okay. Jax, yes. Good boy. And that's it for Jack's week 1 recap.